so often when we're being asked to come up with an idea, okay guys, let's get in a room. Let's come up with some ideas around X. You don't want to say anything because you're like, oh, you were saying, who was saying over here that I think my ideas needed some honing, some tweaking before I actually shared them with anybody. That's the problem, was we all somehow think that when we bring an idea into the world, it's supposed to be pristine and perfect, and everything's supposed to be thought through, and it's supposed to be absolute perfection. And if we haven't done that, it's very easy for someone to just put a bullet in it. Okay? The best ideas in the world have come through a process of connection, iteration, and collaboration. They develop over time. They develop with input. They develop with more insight. You play with them, you tweak them, you turn them over, you look at them from a new angle, you share them with someone else. George Bernard Shaw said, if I have an apple and you have an apple, if I give you my apple and you give me your apple, we both still have an apple. But if I have an idea and you have an idea and we exchange ideas, we both now have two ideas. There's two sides of this coin. There is the fear that people will not accept a half-formed idea from you and will criticize it and will shoot you down. Goes back to fearlessness. Or you're so precious about your idea that you don't want to share it until it's fully formed so nobody else can have input into it. Because somehow you believe it's going to take away from the quality of the idea, or sometimes someone will take credit for your idea. I love that. Someone's going to take credit for my idea. Everything that we do is derivative. Everything we do. So if it were true that somebody else could take credit for your idea, we can all take credit for everybody else's ideas because we've all built our ideas on stuff that we've seen. Now, does that mean if I'm inspired by something, does that mean I'm taking credit away from the person who came up with the idea initially? Absolutely not. Even if I make it better, it still would not have existed without that initial idea. So you have to learn to be generous with your thoughts and ideas and trust that however formed they are, they can still become the ignition point for something really, really magical if you're open to this idea of collaboration and iteration and developing ideas. It's also way more fun to develop ideas with other people. Way more satisfying. Don't worry so much about credit. If you're really good at what you do, you will be recognized for someone who has value within your organization or personal value. If you're someone who's constantly coming up with ideas, triggering ideas, and being generous with your thoughts and with your ideas.